Zimbabwe cash crisis worse. About Venezuela once again. To make important banks. They removed the 1,000 thing on there called monetary awareness. Hey there, hope all is well. Back at you today with some RT News updates. So today I'm going to be talking about the Petro crypto, or the Venezuelan Bolivar crypto, or whatever it may officially be called when it's announced. But as you can tell from today's title, President Maduro announced the issue of the CryPTO-BURRADA, is what I'm giving the title as. But yeah, it's nicknamed the Petro, which is a digitally backed currency, which is backed by a lot of their commodities such as oil, diamonds, and types of commodities slash things of real value. And so before I get into that, I want to of course remind you of tonight, RTD Live Talk at 9:30 p.m. I'm going to be talking about this whole crypto craze and how I believe the central banks will begin getting in soon, if they're not already, to kind of manipulate the price as well as do a couple other things. So tune into that tonight at 9:30 p.m. so you can find out more, as well as chime in and share your thoughts on the conversation. So back to the subject here of the Bolivar. So I believe that this CryPTO-BURRADA is something that would be rolled out to kind of help stave off the inflation in that country. And so I got a couple articles I want to share with you in regards to just some different angles on how this is being presented to the public. But before we dive into those, as always, if you're new to RTD, I want to encourage you to click the subscribe button for more RTD News updates, as well as the notification tab, that little bell right next to the subscribe button, so that you can be notified whenever videos such as this are posted, or RTD Live Talks or interviews. So also want to encourage you to visit the RTD University page, where I share all my prior interviews, which is 30+ hours of commentary from authors, economists, and you name it. So they all give a good perspective on what it means to them when I say the words rethinking the dollar, plus a lot more. So let's dive into today's articles. So first article here is from Dollar Today. And so to give you an idea what's going on here, it says Maduro imagined that non-alienable reserves of the nation could guarantee its cryptocurrency. And then the very next one here is from Engadget, and it says Venezuela will start its own digital currency to beat sanctions. And then the next one here is Venezuela to launch cryptocurrency to fight Trump sanctions. And then the very next, Venezuela's latest answer to 4,000% inflation, Bitcoin-like digital currency. So I'll go back to the very first one. And as always, these links will be linked below so you can dive into them further for yourself. But just to give you an idea what's on the surface, it says Jose Herrera, Deputy of the National Assembly, questioned the decision of the President of the Republic, Nicolas Maduro, to initiate the development of a cryptocurrency system using oil reserves as collateral. It says, how is that cryptocurrency using oil reserves as collateral if they cannot be sold? Then Sunday, Maduro reported that the value of the new digital currency called the Petro will be further supported by gold, gas, diamonds, and reserves. So originally posted on El Nacional. So you can click that link if you want to go into the Spanish version of it. So the next one here is from Engadget. It says Venezuela will start its own digital currency to beat sanctions. So now we're trying to beat sanctions. Give you an idea what's going on here. It says the authoritarian streak of Venezuela's recent leaders has cost the country dearly. Mismanagement and sanctions have crippled its infrastructure. It says whether or not it works, talking about the cryptocurrency, the Petro, diamonds, gas, oil, and gold, in theory, will help it get around the financial blockade imposed by the U.S. and other nations. It says whether or not it works as promised, it's uncertain, and that's assuming that it isn't just bluster. Maduro didn't provide any more details, including a timetable for when the digital currency will be available. It says the move would need congressional approval, and since he's kind of the overseer of all governing bodies there, so I'm sure to get approved, no problem. So then, of course, this could easily liken to putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. Many Venezuelans are struggling to meet basic needs. What good is a digital currency if it leaves you starving? So cryptocurrencies are hot right now. One Bitcoin is worth 11,000. So the strategy isn't exactly coming off out of left field. So this Bitcoin price is something I'm definitely going to touch on tonight, and how I believe because of this price spike, that it's a real incentive for central banks to get involved, but I'll save more of that for tonight. Next one here, Venezuela to launch cryptocurrency to fight Trump sanctions. So another spin-off here says, this will allow us to advance toward new forms of international financing for the economy, or for the economic and social development of our country. He gave no details in the TV address about what the new currency value will be, how it will work, or when it will be launched. It says Venezuela's traditional currency, the strong Bolivar. So you know how they say the strong Bolivar. So the regular one that was already hyperinflated was a regular Bolivar, but this new one that came about, I want to say 2009 or 10, is the strong Bolivar, and it's hyperinflated away. Has accelerated its free fall in recent weeks as U.S. sanctions make it harder to stay current on its foreign debt. So and the very last one here is Venezuela's latest answer to 4,000 inflation. 4,000% inflation, Bitcoin-like digital currency. So gives more details as to how, it's going to be backed by oil, diamonds, gold, and gas reserves. So the introduction of the digital currency would allow Venezuela's government to advance an issue of monetary sovereignty. So it looks like, the idea of a government or an entire nation seeking sovereignty from the global powers, pretty much, held by the Federal Reserve note that they are forced to use for all payments of and settlement of payments around the world, especially when it comes to oil. So they're looking to free themselves from, once again, the dollar, to make financial transactions and overcome the financial blockade. So that's kind of what's happening. Wanted to share this update with you guys because I believe it's important. And so this is I believe on that continent of South America, Ecuador, I'm not sure. But so this might be the second nation, or if there's not more, I'm not aware of, but of countries where they're looking to kind of free themselves, as it was stated there, about sovereignty from the global powers in regards to the restrictions placed upon them and the sanctions and everything like that because of the role of the current Federal Reserve known as the reserve currency. And so in order to do business outside of that country, they're forced to hold dollars. And right now they're short on dollars because they're not making any revenue because oil's down. So they're going to go back to what was considered traditional years ago when, the currency was backed by something tangible and physical. And so it says oil, diamonds, and I'm sure a couple other things, because I believe they sold all their gold to, at a discount for some reserves just to pay bills. So they're struggling to do that now. So no gold, all they got is oil, diamonds, and whatever else. So natural resources. So I just want to get that out there and also give you guys a reminder for tonight, RTD Live Talk, looking to talk about more about cryptos and how central banking will play into it. And so other than that, what are your thoughts on this subject here? Will this Bolivar or this crypto petro Bolivar, will it work for Venezuela? Will it help give them their freedom from the monetary powers that be in regards to the Federal Reserve note and how it's crippling their economy, as along with those sanctions and everything else mentioned? So just want to bring you a quick update. Look forward to bringing you more news and more conversation tonight. RTD Live Talk, 9:30 p.m. And the link for that will be down below as well. Other than that, look forward to seeing you later. Thanks. Enjoy your day.